Hey, good Thursday morning, everybody. Day 4 as we talk about breaking down the walls and what it means to start to break down walls that we put around our heart, we put around our life, how it inhibits us from drawing closer to the Lord, I believe. To me, it also, and we know that God's almighty, all powerful, and he can do many things, but at times I think it hardens our hearts so much that it shuts us off from the glory of the Lord. It shuts us off from that voice of God, that still small voice. It shuts us off because we've got these walls built up. So what do we need to do to break down these walls? Now, today we're going to talk about spiritual warfare and what it means to, when we have these walls kept up in our life, how our battle with spiritual warfare continues to intensify. Now, there's going to be moments in your Christian walk where this battle's going to intensify. But when you start to tear down these walls that keep up barriers in our lives, keep us from feeling, keep us from reaching out to others, keep us from leaning in closer to Jesus Christ, the spiritual warfare is going to be harder to fight. Let's look at 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. And Paul's speaking here. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. Paul's saying that we do fight these spiritual battles. And I'm pretty sure Paul did not put up any walls because he knew that his power lied in Christ. And if he started to build walls up in his life, walls from his past life of, oh man, shame and guilt and all these other things because he was once a persecutor of the gospel, if he continued to remind himself of that, then he was going to be building up walls that would push him further into a hole per se. And then he would not fully understand the power of Christ in his life. And let's go over to Ephesians chapter 6. And obviously we talked about the armor of God numerous times over the past weeks, but we're going to look at verse 12. And we're reminded where these spiritual warfare attacks come from. And it says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spirit forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Man, Paul, once again, to the church of Ephesus is reminding them that your struggles don't come from the outside. They come from this spirit world where there's attacks coming from left and from right. How do we strengthen ourselves against these attacks? It says here in James 1, and go read it for yourself. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. In order to remain steadfast, we have to break down walls. What wall are you building today that's keeping you from drawing closer to the Lord in a moment of attack? What wall have you built up around your heart that's telling you, no, you don't need to reach out to anyone. You can do this by yourself. Just be alone. What wall are you building up? I asked myself that question many times, and I think every day it's just like lifting weights. When you lift weights, you continue to build on to the muscle. You're building a foundation. Well, to break down the walls, we got to continue to read the word, continue to pray, continue to lean on the brothers and sisters, because with that being done, those walls, like I said, Jesus standing there with the chisel, he's just knocking away at it. And those barriers are going to fall down. Those walls are going to fall down. All the things that you've put upon yourself are going to fall down, and you're going to realize that Jesus Christ is with you. Guys, I love you. Hope this message is helping, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 5.